you join me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's Into Your Head, number 578 for Monday. We've a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Oh, topics. We've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming to the seams with topics. Not only that, we've got issues. Issues and topics. That's the bread and butter of this show. Except when I want to discuss bread and butter. When that happens, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can't plan for everything, you know. You can't spend your whole day, your whole life planning for everything. Because one of these days you're going to get to the end of it, and then there'll be no more planning to do, and then you won't know what to do with yourself. You'll think, I'm going to be dead tomorrow. Usually I'd spend my day planning, but there's nothing to plan for at the moment, so I'm just bored. I hope I die soon. That's what you'll be thinking. And then you'll just feel depressed, because you think, Christ, I'm wishing my life away here. It's already going away tomorrow as it happens. I've been told I'm going to die tomorrow. You'll think, Christ, nothing to do today. I wish I'd planned this better, or less better, I suppose. I wish I hadn't planned this, or that I hadn't planned previous days, so I would be able to, I would be all set up to live this last day without a plan, or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. You know what? You get the general gist of the idea. Anyway, hello and welcome to the show. Cats walk into a bar. One of the cats straight away goes and sits down. Unfortunately, it's the wrong cat, and a massive argument ensues that results in the two cats, long-time friends for at least 3 months, since back when they were born. These two friendly cats never speak to each other again for 3 years, 3 whole years, and all because the cat forgot. It's an innocent mistake. He forgot it was his turn to buy the first round this time, because apparently those things are important, and he went and sat down instead of going up to the bar to get the first round in. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. And then the other cat just threw a wobbly. He thought, fucking hell, I've had enough of this. I'm being used by a cat to supply alcoholic beverages, and for another thing, technically he's underage. If he's only 3 months old, I shouldn't be buying him drinks at all. In fact, I shouldn't be buying myself drinks, nor should he be. So at least he's got that bit of it right when he's not buying me for the first round. At least he's not buying an underage cat to drink, which I suppose is something to be said for him. But no, I'm never going to speak to him again for at least 2. So anyway, 2 years later, 2 cats walk into a bar. One of them sits down straight away, and the other one goes up to the bar. The barman says, I'm glad to see you two are together again, that you've mended the fences, that you've got your shit together again, because life, frankly, is quite short, and for a cat it's even shorter. I know, being a human, the barman says. And the cat says, for one thing, how would you, being a human, enable you to know what a cat's life is like? For another thing, I think you're confusing us with other cats. There are more than 2 cats in the world, you know, and there are more than 2 cats who walk into bars, and I think you're confusing us with your other patrons who happen to look like us, which I suppose in a way is understandable, because there are cats who look very similar. It happens to me every day. I see cats on the television that are almost identical to existing cats that I own and have, and of course that's just as well, because if every cat I saw on the television was a unique cat, I would want to add it to my collection as a cat hoarder. Now that's a joke. Before you get excited, I'm not a cat hoarder. I've only got 8 cats. Plenty of space for them. So calm down, relax. Don't have kittens. I do have kittens. I don't think I'm going to come over and demand them from you. Certainly not going to adopt them just because you have them unnecessarily. There's more to life than adopting your kittens that you had as a result of as a result of a metaphor gone wrong, apparently. That was meant to be a metaphor. You weren't meant to actually have kittens. You fucking idiot. Anyway, the barman says, "Oh, I see now what you mean. Sorry about that." Well, I will say sorry, but the two cats with whom I was confusing you and your friend are perfectly fine, upstanding members of the community, and it's no insult to confuse you with them. In fact, you should take it as a compliment. Maybe you do, in fact. I'm making assumptions here. Do you take that as a compliment? And the cat says, "No, I don't, because it's an accident." There's hailstones. There's hailstones on the window outside. Can you hear them? I can fucking hear them. I thought it was my breakfast cereal, but no, I'm not having the Snap, Crackle and Poppy breakfast cereal. I had the Cornflakes breakfast cereal, and I'm not naming brand names, but I did have a well-known brand of cornflake. Not my. I have a reputation recently for getting generic own brand versions of everything, but on this occasion, there's being upheaval in the local cereal community lately. I've noticed that you can get fine brands for cheap in the local shops. So I took advantage of this morning. I went absolutely mad and bought the original cornflake Callig one. The Callig one with the cock on it. I got that one. Not the imitation cock that Lidl do. They do a thing that's the same colours as the Callig's cornflakes cock, but it's slightly different, so it's not quite a bird. It's something else, but it's the same colour, so it can be confused or identified or whatever the hell they call it. But oh no. Hailstones on the window. That's what they say. Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Hailstones on the window the following morning during podcasting. I didn't predict this based on the red sky, because I'm not a frigging geometro geologist or whatever it is they have. They don't have geometro geologists doing the weather anymore. Well, they do. They have the civil servant meteorologists on RTE1 television, but on RTE2 television a few years ago, rather controversially, they switched to presenters who have no background in meteorology, allegedly, and they're just there to look pretty and present. Apparently it's controversial now to present this boring science information in an attractive and personality-driven way. You're supposed to just have science. Not that there's anything wrong with scientists. Scientists are perfectly decent human beings. There's absolutely, as far as I'm aware, nothing wrong with them. Nothing that I've managed to prove to the extent that it can be published in one of their journals anyway. And for another thing, I think even if I could prove it, I'd have to get some university to pay for my submission, my article to be submitted to that journal, because those journals, you can't just send on any old crap in. You have to have a university behind you, and they pay per reader. I just found that out the other day, listening to something. Those frigging scientific journals, I used to handle them. I used to work in a scientific library. We got 8 million subscriptions to various scientific journals. They were full of crap. He'd opened up the front page and would say, here's a picture of a cat. This fella in Harvard has been studying cats for several years, and he's concluded that they're all exactly the same. He doesn't have a cat himself, but as a scientist, he used scientific methodology to examine these cats under a neutron microscope, and he said, it's all pretty much fur, bits of tuna, fleas. He decided to have a sub-study where he studied the fleas, and he discovered all fleas are different. They're just like snowflakes in that respect. And in fact, fleas and snowflakes are pretty much interchangeable. Not hailstones though, because if you freeze a flea hard enough to be a hailstone, it'll be dead. You won't be able to bring it back to life. Unlike snow, you can bring snow back to life. Anyway, on with the show.
Into your head.
Now, I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, You're thinking, oh. You're thinking, oh. You're thinking, we appear to be stuck in a vicious circle here. You need to stop thinking that stuff so that I can stop recounting what you're thinking, so you can stop thinking about what I'm recounting that you're thinking. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in this forever. I know what you're thinking now. You're thinking, he says I have to stop thinking this. You get the idea. Well done. We're free. We're free as the John Lennon post-coital Beatles, not post-coital, posthumous Beatles song went. Free as a bird, free as a bird. The next best thing to be is free as a... That's a song they brought out in the 90s, the Beatles did, with the dead voice of John Lennon, and the three of them still alive at the time, the rest of them, and they published that. They published it on the Beatles Anthology. I remember it well. They had a primetime television event on British television where they released this song at 8 p.m. at night. They said, here's the new Beatles song for the 90s. And then the video came on and it had them going, free as a bird, free as a bird. The next best thing to be is free as a bird, free as a bird. And then a cat came along and ate the bird. And that put an end to that, I can tell you. Now, I'm taking a bit of poetic license there, especially by not having it rhyme. Poems don't have to rhyme all the time, you know. Not rhyming, not being able to rhyme is not as much as a crime as you like to make out that it would be. That's the end of this line. There you go. That's a bit of modern grown-up poetry for you. I've written thousands of poems, well, about a dozen, I suppose. I've been reading some of them on the show lately. I can never remember which one I've read and which one I haven't. So we'll skip the formalities on this occasion and not recite one just because I happen to mention the concept of poetry. I have to remind myself I don't have to perform a poem every time I mention poetry. It's not... You're allowed to fucking well talk about stuff without... I can, for example, talk about Neil Armstrong going up into space and going to the moon and Mars. Doesn't mean I have to end the show by taking off in a jet to Mars. No. If that was the case, we wouldn't be able to discuss anything unless you were able to back her up with actions. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. This isn't the frigging BBC, you know. This isn't... you don't have to have some news reporter there going, the Prime Minister dropped dead this morning. I decided to investigate by experiencing the process of dropping dead myself, so that I can report to you, the great British TV licence fee payer, on what happened to the Prime Minister this morning. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. No, that doesn't happen. Not just because it would be physically impossible for him to do that. No, it doesn't happen because it would be ridiculous and unnecessary and a waste of hard-earned money. I don't know if you foreigners realise, but here in Ireland and Britain, in order to have a television... you have to buy a television licence every year for about €150, and that entitles you to watch television. It pays for the public, supposedly pays for the public television, which is a pile of crap if you ask me or if you ask anyone else. But if you ask anyone outside of these aisles, they say, they've got the fucking BBC. Isn't that great? We don't have the BBC here, although we do. We just don't participate in it. The BBC is a foreign object as far as we're concerned. This just happens to fly past here, and as long as it keeps flying through space and looks like a beautiful asteroid all lit up in bright yellow, then that's fine. But if it drops here and then we're expected to pay for it, then that's an issue. We have to send Bruce Willis up to tackle it before it gets here. You have to drill down into a foreign asteroid stroke planet, just like he did in the movie, and they'll have to do that thing where they all go down deep into the underground of the asteroid and basically blow it up. I can't remember the exact details. Was it Armageddon or was it Superman 3? One of them movies that people are always watching. The world is becoming obsessed with movies. You can't go into Netflix now without being bombarded with fucking... I'd rather watch a television series than a movie. I want to watch something that goes on for 8 months at a time every year. Has a week after week after week after week after, and none of this crap of going, oh, that's the end of the movie, they all die, unless this makes enough profit, in which case we'll make a sequel or a prequel or an in-between, or we'll have a reboot then maybe. If it didn't go well but we think it's salvageable, we'll make a reboot. We'll have Captain Spock played by a younger woman. We'll have Alf from the sitcom Alf, except he'll have turned into a human because he met up with the Muppets in that thing last year, and they're making a sequel to that Muppets thing now, but your man isn't going to be in it. It's going to be I haven't seen the first one, so I'm not in a position to comment, but I believe lots of things. I believe in democracy, freedom of choice, Wrangler jeans, the hail having stopped just before I started this segment. What else? I believe in this big plastic 1-pint jug. It's got the remainders of the milk and cornflakes that I consumed a while ago stuck to it. I believe I'll have to rinse that out before I put it in the dishwasher. We are the only species in the entire universe that will fall for this crap where we'll pay hundreds of euros for a machine that claims to wash our dishes, yet we'll accept that we have to wash the dishes before we put them into it because it'll damage it. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. We're fucking suckers. That's what we are. Fucking suckers. Fucking suckers. That could sound like something vulgar if we're not careful. So let's be damn careful here. Let's not take risks with offending people or unnecessary vulgarity. No. There's more to life than being vulgar, you know. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Well, if you spend your whole life just going fuck, wank, arse, shite, then you just become obsessed with it. Just like earlier when I was talking about the cock on the cereal ad, the cereal box, you are probably going to listening to that with your filthy mind thinking, oh, he's being vulgar. I was not. But because you're obsessed now with this sort of thing, you see everything through crop-tinted eyes. It's absolutely crap. Well, crop-tinted spectacles, I suppose, would be closer to the well-known phrase that people use. But it's actually crop-tinted eyes because you're not wearing sunglasses that tint the world through you. It's your own brain that's tinting the world through you, or I suppose your own eyes in a way. Or what's more, your brain. So I suppose a crop-tinted brain. But how would you achieve that? You'd have to have some sort of implant, like Geordi LaForge in Star Trek, for example. You'd have to have an implant like that. Although that's all fictional science in there. I don't believe in fictional science. I believe fictional science is a figment of Gene Roddenberry's imagination. I prefer real science. Real science like, I don't know, rain getting frozen in mid-air and then continuing to fall even though it's supposedly frozen in mid-air. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. That is not science. That weather out there is flawed. And I will no longer accept flawed weather until someone comes up with a proper explanation for sleet. I will reject it and refuse to accept it falling. Well, not that I can stop it falling on my house, but I will make clear that it's not welcome here until it can explain itself, or until it can be explained by whoever's responsible for this sort of thing, the local county council, I assume. Although not anymore, because they're hiving water off to a central national company that's going to charge us for our water supply now. So that's going to be, every time it frigging rains now, I'm going to get a bill. She'll say, oh, that's water that you pissed away a couple of years ago. We sent back to you through our sprinkling system now, but you just rejected it. You're damn right I rejected it. If I'm going to be paying for this water now on a yearly basis, I'm going to want some quality control, and anything that's not within my high standards, I will reject. I will reject outright. That's what I'll do. And so should you, incidentally. Not that it bothers me what you do. Doesn't affect me. But you should. If you want to advance yourself, be more like me. That's what you should do. If you want to advance yourself here on a Monday morning, as you sit at your boring office listening to me, do something. Do something useful. Learn something from this, for example. I have plenty of time to sit around thinking of about these things. So, as ridiculous as what I'm saying may sound, you have to bear in mind I've had more time to think about it, so it's more likely to be more of value than what you say. No offence, you're working all day, you don't have time to be coming up with anything worth saying, but I do, so I'm thinking on behalf of all of us, and I'm happy to share that thinking with you. If you feel it helps you in any way, even if you don't feel it helps you in any way, you don't have time to think about and analyse whether or not it's helping you, but I do, and I declare that it will help you. I don't know that for a fact, but I believe it. You're allowed to have beliefs still in this world, despite all these scientists spitting down bits of ice onto our houses. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Hello.
There's still more to come on Into Your Head.
This constitutes an advertisement of sorts, if you will. Do you like this show? Do you like it? Do you want it to continue? Do you want me to not lay down my headphones and just drop dead from lack of income? I should probably be a bit more positive than this. Suffice to say, this is the bit where I encourage you, the listener, to support the show by going to intoyourhead.com, looking at the ads down the right hand side of the page, shopping through my links whenever you use Amazon to buy anything, shopping through my goggles for you ad when you need prescription sunglasses or eyewear of any kind, not ordinary glasses that you wear in all weathers and to help you see. They're more important than sunglasses. You can get them through my goggles for you ad, shipped to anywhere in the world. You can also get a free audio book from Audible. You can get your pet supplies from either of my two affiliates, one for America, one in the UK. You can get all sorts of other crap. Just go to the website and explore down the right hand side of the page. There's also a tip jar where you can tip the show. If you're diametrically opposed to shopping in any of its ugly forms, you can just leave a tip, a PayPal tip. You don't need a pay, or do you? I can never remember whether you need a PayPal account, but it's handled by PayPal, so it's all secure and safe. You can leave a tip. You can say no smart arse thing. Don't say, here's a tip, edit out your spit noises. No, a monetary tip helps support the show, helps me get out of bed in the morning. Although what helps me get out of bed at the morning at the moment is my caffeine pills. I've started keeping my caffeine pills beside the bed. As soon as I wake up, I pop 2 of them down my throat, and then I sit on the bed while I wake up, and then I go down and feed the cats, and I straight onto the treadmill for half an hour powered by caffeine, and then I come up here and do this. It's absolutely fucking great. I recommend drugs for everything. Drugs, there's nothing in this world that drugs can't can't cure. Not that it was a disease that I had, although by not exercising for several months I was putting myself at risk of a disease. Well, no, I'm back on the treadmill now. It's absolutely fucking fantastic. I'm going to start doing the Into Your Head treadmill video show soon. Not yet though, because I looked at myself through the camera on the treadmill recently and it looked hideous. So no, after a while when it looks less hideous, incidentally, do you want to see my cat trying to knock down the bedroom door and succeeding? Just go to the website there. I posted a video on Friday. It's absolutely fucking fantastic. Anyway, on with the show. Now, I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, he's being unreasonable about pretty much everything today. Pretty much everything. Well, I've reason to be. I'm the thinking man's thinking man. That's what I am. Because I think on behalf of all of the thinking people who are not incapable of thinking and not opposed to thinking. They just don't have time to do it. And I'm here on their behalf. Someone has to frigging do it, you know. It's all very well, all these politicians and clergymen going around saying they represent you, but they don't do any thinking. They just read books or read surveys and do what they think they're supposed to do because it's written somewhere. No, I spend my days thinking. I mean, I do other stuff as well. I do housework and I do this. But no, I do stuff that enables me to think as I'm doing it. I can multitask with these things. Unlike you, you're in a job where you can't think because you have to concentrate on whatever it is you do. I don't know, putting icing on some sort of cake, I presume, or something. What do you do for a living? I don't know. You're probably, I like to think of my listeners as being half prostitute, half cake icer in the factory, half, no, that's two halves. I didn't mean to bring fractions into it at all. I just like to think I have a selection of occupations from which you all select your daily day-to-day lives from. One of those is a what you call it, a prostitute. The other is someone who puts ice on cupcakes in the factory. Another would be the fella who goes around picking up dead cats off the road, which, if you don't mind me saying so, is a bit weird, although I can see how you probably got tricked into. You probably applied for a job at the local county council and there was nothing whatsoever in the ad that said this is a job that involves driving up and down the main motorway every day picking up dead cats and badgers. But probably if you'd seen that in the ad you mightn't even have applied unless you were desperate, which in this day and age is understandable. But still, that's another thing. So that's 3 jobs that you all do. There's probably more jobs among you than that, but these are not real jobs that I'm suggesting that you're in. These are the average of all your jobs. If I were to get a spreadsheet and write down every single occupation of every listener to this show, I'd probably get a list of about 200 or 300 different occupations. But then I'd have to average that out, so I average it down to 3 jobs. Prostitute, I'm not saying any of you are a prostitute. That's an average of several dozen of you. If you add all your jobs together and divide them by the number of jobs there is among you, you get prostitute. That's just simple basic maths applied to applied maths. That's what it is. Which I think is reasonable. You have to use maths for something, otherwise you wasted your whole childhood. Anyway, good morning.
Help support this
free podcast.
It depends on your financial support. Please visit intoyourhead.com/tipjar.
That's intoyourhead.com/tipjar.
intoyourhead.com/tipjar.
What a load of crap.
Sit, Laurie, sit. Good cat. intoyourhead.com